Hello everyone, this is Tyler with Diesel Laptops. For those of you that don't know me, I am the CEO and founder of Diesel Laptops. And today I want to talk to you about this new fleet triage tool that we have out. This is a great tool. It is a kind of a watered down version of our dealer level tool that we have out there and that we're selling, very popular tool. This is more geared towards people that don't want to do all of those higher end functions like program injectors and go set every possible parameter that's out there. They kind of just want a quick tool to go out, hook it to a truck, diagnose it easily, and then go through and figure out what they're going to do with the vehicle. So let's just walk through it real quick. So first of all, you're going to read all your live data. So in this particular case, in this ECM, and by the way, this is an ECM on our workbench. If I go over to the ECU tab and I go down here, you'll see this is a Cummins 2350 and it's an ISB 6.7. So it's sitting up on our workbench. We actually use it in our training class that we do here. So we thought this would be a good one to play with. So right now we have 167 live parameters, live values that you can see. This will be everything from voltages to percentages. And if I click on any of them and do a double click, you'll see it'll start graphing the chart that's in there. Right, so nice little feature in there. This one does not have all the fancy dashboards and ways to display this data, but you can do filters. So if you only want to see limited data, you can just simply go in here, select what you want to see, hit the OK button, and now you see that data, just the ones you wanted, and we can go ahead and take that back off. And you can also do favorites. So they give you some favorite groups in here as well that are already predefined, but you can also make your own. You just hit the little plus button and you can make your own favorite group. So that way you can just kind of go back to what you always want to look at. Because it does get a little bit lengthy trying to go through 167 different parameters. And keep in mind, we're going to have some really odd values. This is an ECM on a workbench. We have a DEF tank hooked up to it and DEF module. So we don't have all the sensors hooked up to it, which is great because I go to the fault code tab and I got tons and tons of active fault codes. All right. So the one thing that will not be in this tool is repair information. Well, there might be a little bit. So let's go click like this oil pressure sensor, and I can click this little question mark, and it's going to give me a little bit of information on it. Not really too helpful. But if I double click it, you'll see now that I get an error code number. And it's also going to give me those SAE, PID, SPN, PPIDs, PSIDs, and the FMI. But error code 435 is the actual error code. So let's go into DTC Solutions. And DTC Solutions is a program made by Diesel Laptops, only available through us. And it essentially has repair information for every single diagnostic code that exists. So there's over 60,000 codes in here. We have medium duty, heavy duty covered. We put updates out literally every month, and we've added a bunch more features that I'll show you. So let's go in here to Cummins, and I already have it selected here for the ISB 67 CM2350, but as you can see, all the Cummins modules are listed in the system. So let's do that, and normally right now we're on code 144. The code we actually had was code 435. So we could scroll through this list and go look for code 435. The easier thing to do is just go up to the search and just type 435, and it'll filter that list down for you. So there we go. There's 435. And as we read through this list, it'll come all the way down here and basically say it's a malfunctioning engine oil pressure switch, or it's a high resistance in the engine harness. That's one of your two possible things, sensor or the harness. If it was the sensor and you wanted a wiring diagram, simply click the wiring diagrams button. All right, so these are wiring diagrams made by Diesel Laptops. They come with the tool, and you'll be able to go through here and look through everything. So we have a nice diagram here that shows which one's the ECM connector, which one's the OEM connector, the pinouts for the connectors on the ECM, some directions for you on how to read these diagrams and abbreviations, and then we get into all the good stuff. So nice, simple, easy to read directions. They give you the pinouts for the sensors, the pinouts for the ECM connector, the color of the wires if they're appropriate. And as you can see, we have some great wiring diagrams. They're all simple to use. When they go to new pages, they tell you where to go to. And they just look nice, simple, easy to use. And at the very end here, we have a chassis connector. So the chassis connector shows you where all the chassis outputs are going to as well, right? So we're very excited to add that feature to the system as well. But now let's get to the more important part, pass codes. Let's go over to ECU Info. And again, you kind of saw this already, all the technical information on the ECU, hours of usage on it, engineer name, marketing name, etc. So what can you do with the quick service tool? That's really going to boil down to two spots. So location number one here is activations. Activations are where you do most of your mainstream commands. Cylinder performance test, cylinder cutout test. There's a bunch of def tests that you can run in here as well. So you can see all these commands and tests. There's plenty of them in there. But what's missing, what you don't see, is DPF Regen and the ability to go change some parameters and do some other stuff. So let me show you how you get to that. So I'm going to back out of here. And the way I got into this is I just did like a global scan for the vehicle. So if you're not quite sure what you want to do, you just want to kind of get in there, look codes, see what's going on. You do this global scan and then it finds what you're looking for. So the quicker way to do it would actually be, here in this case, I navigated to Freightliner Cummins and I got to my engine and I go over to adjustments and coding. So if I go over here, I can now see all my different adjustments and coding I can do. So there's my reset my NOx, my after treatment reset NOx reset high, after treatment filter reset, speed limiter commands. The things you're looking for are right here. Let's go back one more, maintenance and DPF regen. So if I want to do my forced regen, here's the commands there, reset my oil service, etc. So the reason for this is meant to be a quick service tool. It's meant to be, hey, go out to this truck real quick and get codes, or go out to this truck and do a forced regen. So you would literally, when you're out in the field, you would really come here and say, well, I have a Freightliner, I have a Cummins engine, and I want to do a regen. And boom, you would just click there, you would hit start, and you would go right into it to perform your regen commands. So the one thing you do, you got to be kind of careful on when you do this, just pay attention. This particular one is for EPA 98 and 04. The static one is for EPA 7 and 10. So you simply just click it and you will then connect to the ECM and go about doing your business in order to perform that regen on the vehicle. I'll go in here just so you can see what it looks like, but obviously with ours on a workbench, it's not going to go very far or not do very much. So at the end of the day, great tool for anyone that just wants to quickly hook up, take care of things. You'll notice a lot of things are missing. I could only change about 3 or 4 parameters there. The full-blown dealer level version has over 120 parameters you can change in this particular engine. There's no programming of injectors. So it is more limited. But for a lot of people, that's okay. That's what they want to do. And we also have a great trade-in package. So say you start with this package and you find out 6 months later or 3 months later or 2 days later, like, man, I should have just paid the extra money to get the full-blown version. Then we can easily trade that in. We have a great program where it's not going to cost you much out of pocket to do that. Some of the other things missing from this tool compared to the higher end tool that we have is some of those other things we do here at Diesel Laptops. So you'll notice here on the desktop, let's just back all the way out of this thing real quick since we kind of showed you how to get into the regen function there. So let's get all the way back out here and we will show you on the desktop here what's going on. And right now, you really only have 2 icons, DTC Solutions and the Fleet and Triage tool. What you don't have is the labor time guide. You don't have Knowledge Base 2.0. You cannot upgrade this to work with off-highway equipment or power sports or marine. You're kind of locked into truck only for this particular tool. Don't expect to see a lot of updates. This tool is not meant to really be adding a lot of features and new commands. It's just meant to do what it does, which is cover, the basic stuff that you run across every day in the shop. So at the end of the day, though, very good tool for the price point. If you're looking to spend in that $3,500 to $4,000 range, and you're looking at any of the import tools, X Tool, Can Do, Top Don, Tell, the MacGo tool, like this tool, really, you get way more bang for your buck, and it's a much better buy in the long run with the ability to trade it in to even a better tool down the line if you want to do that. So I know it's been a little bit of a lengthy video, but I hope that gives you a great overview of this tool on what it can do, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for watching.